he actually has become the most followed person on the planet, which is just insane. So Mr. Beast at one point asked him, were you surprised that you have 1 billion followers? And he was like, no, I expected it. And he said it in a way that it's just like, casually rolling off my shoulders. There has been so much news around these Western big creators coming to India. So one is I think India as a market, not just in the creator economy, but like the market in general, has really been like speeding up. And like there is American culture, there's Indian culture.
Yeah.
And if you look at geographies, they're like poles apart, right? Like they're on that side of the world, we're on this side of the world. And then Indians have been migrating in a way that there's like a spectrum within it, right? Like from India to the US, they're like Indians everywhere in the middle now.
Yeah.
So now American culture is not as prominent as it was like 10 years ago. And the title of the video is How YouTube Podcasts Predicted the 2024 Elections. So Kamala Harris chose to go on podcasts that were more women heavy. So like she went on Call Her Daddy, she went on like 2-3 others.
Right.
And obviously those have like larger female viewership, right?
Right.
Trump chose to go on things like, I think he went on the Nelk Boys, he went on Joe Rogan, he went on Andrew Schultz, like 2-3 other large comedian podcasts, right? Comic podcasts.
So right after the credits, it's a guy speaking for the rest of the time.
Yeah, dude, at that rate, it'll take him 1 month to make one video.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes it.
I mean, to be fair, his thumbnails are too good.
Bro, that's the fucking movie poster, bro. Movie poster, you're seeing thumbnails are great. Welcome to another episode of Indian Content Playbook, where we talk about everything content. There is actually a big change coming ahead in the time, and we'll keep you posted on all these changes. But for now, let's get to the episode.
Correct. So today we have more of an open-ended episode, mainly because we did not have enough time to do research. But we just have like a bunch of different things and cool videos that we want to talk about. And yeah, you want to start off? What's one thing? Or let me start.
Yeah.
So, of late, I don't know if you know this, but Ronaldo started his YouTube channel a while back.
Right.
And
actually, we made like a reference to this.
We did? Okay,
A few videos back. We talked about how social capital is concentrated. And I said, no, it's just you and one Ronaldo away before you get to that social capital.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But yeah, we talked about this a while back.
Yeah.
But he actually has become the most followed person on the planet, which is just insane.
Yeah.
He's followed, I got to know this last night or this morning. Yeah. He has over 1 billion followers.
Yeah.
His Instagram has like 644 million followers, which is just bonkers. But yeah, he made a video with Mr. Beast. So very interestingly, Mr. Beast has been kind of on the circuit of coming to this side of the world. So he came to India. We'll talk about that. And then I think while he was coming to India or while he was leaving, he stopped in wherever Ronaldo is. I think he's Saudi, right?
Yeah, I think now that he's
playing for that
Saudi,
club. Yeah. He's in Saudi, and then he just met Ronaldo and they talked about all of these things. And a few things stood out, right? A few things I just thought were really interesting. One was just his intensity, right? Like I have this concept that I talk about, right? Like level 12. So the idea for people who don't know is that I heard about this idea from like a favorite podcast of mine. It's called My First Million. And they talk about, like Shan talks about this thing called level 12, right? So there are level 1 to 10 people, and then there are very few people who have like a level 12 in like one or a few things in their life, right? So if let's say you can take anything that you're doing, let's say you are running, for example, right? Or you are like a fitness enthusiast. Most people would have like a level 1 to 10. Level 1 person would be like, haan, bhai, okay, I go like once in a while. Level 10 person would be that, no, I go like every day, right? Level 12 person would be like, it's like that scene from I don't know if you remember, but Bhag Milka Bhag, where he's like going in the rain and he's training and nothing can stop him.
Yeah.
Level 12 is like David Goggins.
Right.
So it means, are you the David Goggins of something? Right. So it reminded me of that, like as Ronaldo was talking about his success, right? So Mr. Beast at one point asked him, were you surprised that you have 1 billion followers? And he was like, no, I expected it. And he said it in a way that it's just like, casually rolling off my shoulders.
Yeah.
But that reminded me ki, okay, like this is why he's a level 12 human being, right? Like
Yeah.
he's like Kobe, or he has that Mamba mentality.
No, like Ronaldo also, when he talks about more, he talks a lot about fitness and, why Ronaldo specifically is considered who he is,
Correct.
is because his commitment to fitness. Because early in his career, he tore an ACL. Like,
Oh, I
he
didn't
was
know this.
known for his skills.
So I don't follow football, so I have no like reference point to how like good or bad or like
Right.
big this thing is.
No,
I just know that he's a big deal.
Huh.
That's all.
So I'll give you a very simple example to understand his mentality specifically. So he made a major transition in his career early on.
Okay.
He was into a lot more, a lot of tricks and those things with
Street
the ball.
ball.
Street ball to like a more focused, like very like run forward types. But like that aside, during COVID, all the players, there was no matches, right? Like all the matches went ahead. Like they never knew, indefinitely everything was postponed. And generally there is this fitness exam that happens when you are like an athlete. Like every once in a while they do like fitness tests. Ronaldo was when the COVID hit and everybody got that rest. Ronaldo was one of the only guys who not only maintained his fitness level after the COVID ended, he was better in his fitness and overall cardiovascular by about 3% than his previous
Crazy.
what he had.
Reminds me of LeBron James because like he also spends like $1 million on his like physical fitness every year.
Right.
So he's known to have that longevity.
Correct.
But the funniest part of that video of like the Mr. Beast video with Ronaldo was that Mr. Beast was explaining Ronaldo like how he should make his thumbnails. And I just was watching that video, and this is like at like 4 a.m. in the morning. And I'm just like, bro, Mr. Beast is like perpetually, his face is stuck in a smile. Like he speaks in a smile. Like he doesn't have any, either he has no emotion or he has that thumbnail smile emotion. And it was kind of creepy. But I was just like, dude, what the fuck? And he was explaining, dude, you should close your mouth. You should open your mouth. You should do this. You should do that. And I was like, okay. And I've seen like a few of Ronaldo's videos now on his channel. And it's really interesting. Like, I would love to know who is editing these videos, because there's clearly like a large team behind it. There are a few things that stand out, right? Like one, maybe his personality is that way. I haven't like seen him enough to know what he's like as a person. But if you see his videos, they're very dank. Like in the sense they have like a lot of memes, and they'll have like these sound effects.
Right.
They'll have almost like these gaming videos that have like these added things onto it. So it's not formal at all.
Right.
He's not trying to make like a video essay or like a proper interview, like a GQ video. They're like one meme is popping up, like some reaction thing is popping up, which I thought was really interesting for someone who's clearly investing a lot of money into it. At the same time, it's really refined. Like you can see that the editing is really put together. And he has this catchphrase, I'm guessing, which is like "see you," right? Sui, see you, whatever.
Yeah.
So he just puts that everywhere. So like even his subscribe pop-ups are not subscribe, it's like see you scribe. And I was like, bro, crazy. But yeah, that was one video where I was
you
like,
should have seen Speed do it, bro. Always.
Oh yeah, Speed is like a crazy Ronaldo fan. Correct.
There's two people he follow. One is Ronaldo, one is Virat Kohli.
Really?
You didn't know this.
I didn't know this.
Bro,
I thought he didn't follow anyone.
No, in the Carrie Minati video, if you see, I forgot the creator's name who actually mimicked him.
Something Jha, Purav Jha.
Purav Jha.
Dude, Purav Jha is hilarious, man.
Exactly.
Hilarious.
Have you seen
his Big Dogs recreation? The Big Dog, he does this for Hanuman kind. Big Dogs, bro. Oh my God, it is so funny.
In the Mr. Beast, like Carrie Minati, who like made the spoof of Mr. Beast, in that he comes as Speed.
I've seen the video.
If you've seen Virat Kohli.
Oh, I saw that. Oh,
that is because of
I
that
thought it was
video.
just a bit. It wasn't.
No.
I didn't know the context there.
There was this Virat Kohli phase where he was getting a bunch of Indian followers. So that's crazy.
But yeah, another thing that I noticed with this Mr. Beast thing, right? That I think by the time this episode releases, we'll be a little late to the party. But there have been like so much news. There has been so much news around these Western big creators coming to India, right? And I think I'll thread the needle through a few points here because I was thinking about it at like after watching these videos. So one is key. I think India as a market, not just in the creator economy, but like the market in general, has really been like speeding up and catching up to US when it comes to trends. So I have this thesis that, you know how we keep talking about culture stems from the West and comes
to the
East,
yeah.
right? But I have a feeling, especially after watching these bunch of videos last night, that it is going to almost become balanced in the next few years, and it is very much possible that this entire scale is tipped in our favor, right? Because if you think about it culturally, there are so many Indians. I was watching that there's a Diljit concert with Ed Sheeran in the UK.
Right.
And dude, the entire crowd is Indians. The entire crowd is Punjabis. Right. Now, they might be British, they might be Indian, but there is like a lot of Indian influence there.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's almost as if like there is American culture, there's Indian culture.
Yeah.
And if you look at geographies, they're like poles apart. Right. Like they're on that side of the world, we're on this side of the world. And then Indians have been migrating in a way that there's like a spectrum within it. Right. Like from India to the US, they're like Indians everywhere in the middle now.
Yeah.
So now American culture is not as prominent as it was like 10 years ago.
True.
Right? Now Indian culture is slowly coming up more and more and more.
Yeah.
Right? If you look at all of these large YouTubers, if you look at the musicians that are going abroad, Hanuman Kind is a perfect example, right?
Yeah.
Like he literally became mainstream from India, which is a big fucking deal. I've never seen that happen before.
Yeah.
Right? So
I mean, hit top 100 in like US charts.
Yeah.
For
Top
an
50,
Indian,
dude, probably. You know, he did that. I think who was it? ASAP Rocky. Whoever is like married or dating Rihanna, that dude brought him on concert on stage in Thailand. It was insane. It was insane. But yeah, so a few things kind of trickle down effect of this, right? There was a very interesting GrowthX video about the chocolate industry because Mr. Beast has actually started his Feastables in India. And dude, it's actually a very expensive product. And I'm really surprised that he has priced it at that point because it's on the upper end. It's actually more expensive than Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah. And also, it's the same trend, right? Like Prime was also like marked up incredibly high.
One bottle is like $500-600, man.
$1,500. Where are you?
1,500
per bottle, bro. I think it might have gone down to 1,300 or something, but it's still like marked up 3 times for what the US pricing is also. You can check. Like literally check. Go to Amazon and see how much a Prime bottle is. I shit you not. It's $1,300 to $1,500.
Let's check. Is it there on Amazon?
Yeah.
But this is a variety pack. But no, dude, I think 1,300 is too much. This pack of 5. So 1,300 is for
how
a pack
much
of
ml?
5.
How many ml?
This is.
Do you have VPN and check like
no.
the
So
US prices?
This is 2,500 ml for 5. So each will be 500 ml. 500. Yeah, correct. Each is 500 ml.
Huh?
Yeah, 500 ml.
Okay. Cool.
So 500 ml for
but
how much? 260 rupees.
Yeah, but when they launched, it was pretty expensive.
When they launched, it was very expensive. Now I think it has normalized.
Yeah.
It was very expensive. But they had like a really interesting video about like chocolate bars, right? So Mr. Beast's Feastables, the smaller bar, which is 30 grams, is 350 rupees, man. And the bigger bar, which is 50 grams, is 500 rupees.
Wait, 300 grams is...
30 grams.
30 grams is 300.
350 rupees.
350, that's like...
I don't know how big
Cadbury.
that is.
30 grams is too little, bro.
Too little, yeah.
30, that 5 rupee Cadbury...
No, I don't think that's
this you get, no?
I don't know these numbers.
10 grams.
I pull these numbers.
That is 10 grams.
I pull these numbers directly from the GrowthX video. So, I mean,
like the...
GrowthX accountability is on you. But...
no, but like the 5 rupee Dairy Milk you get is 10 grams, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, I don't know.
So
but
it's
anyway,
like 3 times that.
It's really expensive. Point being. That is one. And then I think just like a bunch of Indian large creators have collaborated with Mr. Beast, right? Like Carrie was part of that that creative video that Mr. Beast did, like all creators doing challenges and things like that, right? Logan Paul was also here. KSI was also here. So I think India is definitely, I think after the US, India is the largest market for content, for YouTube, right? Even like Mr. Beast has a huge following here.
Yep.
And so I think I'm hugely bullish on like content in India. And I think historically we have always we have seen the trends that started in the US also happen here. But I think now we are slowly entering like a really exciting time where that will be flipped, like where trends will start here and then go to the US.
Yeah.
Right. And if you
I think it will move from basically consuming what is happening in the West to here to like an exchange of sorts.
Correct. Where we are creating and
they are also creating and we are also consuming.
Yeah. But yeah, that was like a really cool thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Dude, like these people were getting like paparazzi'd at the airport.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's bodyguard had, I didn't even know these things existed. It was like a flashlight that flashes very quickly. So no one can take pictures.
True.
And you can't take videos because all the videos will be like your eyes will hurt. And I was like, dude, that is pretty fucking smart.
Yeah.
And he had like his whole team and all. So I was like, fuck, crazy.
Yeah.
But cool. That was one. I have a few other things, but do you want to talk about something?
No. I think my segment, no. Like once I start, I don't think there is like a break in between. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the next thing I want to talk about is India's Got Latent. I think we haven't talked about this in a while.
Yeah.
So very interestingly enough, I was on like a binge marathon with like a close friend, Shaurya. Like he's a neighbor of mine.
Yeah.
And we were watching like a bunch of like funny videos and like just random YouTube shit, right, for a few hours last night. And we were watching a lot of Tanmay Bhatt's, he has those Zoom videos, right? Where he gets all comedians together.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, we happened to watch one video where they cracked a joke. Whatever, some meme was that someone is doing some like fuck all skill, right? And they cracked a joke saying it's not India's Got Talent, it's India's Got Latent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this video was like 2 years old. And I was like, dude, fuck, was this the seed of India's Got Latent today?
Yeah.
And like that was like a revelation for me. Okay, fuck, like this is how it started.
Do you know which video it is where they talked about this?
I'll have to find it.
Yeah, we'll find it. We'll put it.
If we find it, then it'll be on screen. If we don't, then we don't.
We don't.
But
and if you know, please put it in the comments. We would like to find it.
Yeah. But dude, just the number of views that this thing is pulling, right?
Yeah.
It's just insane, man. I'll just read off the latest videos, right?
And also,
one second. Episode 10, 20 million views. 9, 26 mil. 8, 21 mil. 7, 17 million. 6, 20 million. 5, 17 million. Episode 4, 28 million. Episode 3, 23 million. First two episodes, 2.5 and 16 million. Sorry, 18 and 16 million. Fuck, man. Like he is
so it's
just
on a
killing
slow up,
it.
Like it's
not
hit
slow
off
up.
the park.
Yeah, 18. It started off with 18 and then it is in that 18 to 25 range.
No? It's been in that.
Yeah, the
zone,
least is 18.
Yeah, got it.
So it's madness, the amount of this thing that you're... But why do you think that is? I haven't found an answer to this. Like, why do you think this is getting so much traction?
So I don't know, I think it's like a cultural thing for Indians. So if you know America's Got Talent or like all those things are very big in the West, but not exactly in India when you think about it.
Indian Idol, MTV,
exactly.
Roadies, Splitsvilla.
All that is there. But as like a talent category, like an open show where openly talent, right? Roadies, it's like a specific category. It's not like
I think there is US, America's Got Talent and
British got
UK's Got Talent.
UK's talent. Like there is a bunch of this.
So one is novelty.
But not in India.
One is novelty. Right?
But not in India.
Yeah, that's what. It's not there in it, so it's novelty.
It's not that they haven't tried it. They have tried it. If you see, there used to be a show called India's Got Talent, which didn't work. They did like a couple of seasons. They tried to like revive it also. It didn't work. As a whole, we don't, as I feel, this is my personal opinion, but as Indians, we like to consume one thing at one place. So if I go to like Indian Idol, I want to see dance or like something close to that, like one category specific.
Hmm.
And hence you don't, like, I don't think that category really took off. And this is like a really paradoxical version of India's Got Talent, and hence we like it.
Interesting.
And it's not like any other way. One is not exactly novelty because they tried it, it didn't work. But I think as Indians, we are too, how do you say this? We are too like rigid, or like we are too ye nahi chalega types.
Interesting. I also like, to me, it is just the format. Like the format is just fucking brilliant.
True.
Like it's one, I mean, it's in the name,
Yeah.
right? It's not talent, it's latent. So
Yeah.
it's all fuck all,
Yeah.
right? That is one. And second is like, it's not just the talent showcasing part, it's also the gamification of it,
Yeah.
right? And if you've read like this whole concept of gamification, right? Which
Yeah.
if people don't know, it's this idea that you can kind of hack behavior to get certain outcomes.
Right.
And this is great. This is like huge in the startup app world, especially.
Right.
Like Facebook in its initial days was gamifying a lot of, like, you know, when you see those pop-ups saying, okay, step 1 out of 7, complete the tour.
Right.
It is to get you more invested. So
Right.
like you use the app more.
Yeah.
Right. All of that is gamification. Or on LinkedIn, it says, ki, oh, you're like 4 out of 7 steps away from having like the perfect profile.
Correct.
That's gamification.
Yeah.
So I think the idea that, hey, you have to rate yourself,
Yeah.
we will rate you. And if it's the same, you get all of the money. I think that's such a brilliant concept because it's the perfect retention hack.
Yeah.
Right?
I
like
feel
you
it's
wait,
like,
you want to wait for the end outcome.
yeah. I think it's so cool because it's like, it's not exactly how like a show runs, right? You don't say how much score you'll get.
Correct.
You don't guess also.
Correct.
So I think it's like the right amount of stupid and brilliance that
Yeah.
that makes it work.
And of course, there's also like the panel, right?
Yeah.
Because he's literally, this is the perfect, like it's the perfect collab for everyone.
Huh.
Like Samay benefits from anyone that's coming
Yeah.
on this thing because they're bringing their own community,
Yeah.
and they benefit because fuck, this thing is on fire.
Yeah.
It is insane. Like last episode was with Raghu, and you could not even imagine that you're getting Raghu. They're not even getting like proper celebrities. They're just
Yeah.
getting like people who are fucking cool and they've like done
Yeah.
some cool shit.
Yeah.
They got
And
this
also
one.
when you think about it, this is exactly what Tanmay's episode, like the main
Correct.
series
Correct.
is on online.
Correct.
It's just basically getting like these bunch of
Correct.
cool people online on the Zoom call. He's
Correct.
just making it offline and like having it in a show.
In person.
In
yeah.
a person.
100%. Yeah.
And he's selling tickets out of this also.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Correct. Actually, by selling tickets, there is an episode with Gaurav Kapoor on The Barber Show by
Right.
Shantanu, where he has touched up upon this idea that, hey, even though comedians are getting millions of views on videos, they're not able to sell shows.
Right.
Right. I haven't seen the full episode, so maybe like once
Right.
I watch it, then we can discuss that also. But I think that is a very interesting and an important point for creators to think about, right? That,
Right. You are able to pull in those millions of
Yes.
views, but how are you actually monetizing
Exactly.
on your
Exactly.
ability to get those views?
because regardless of how many views you're getting, you have to convert them to ticket sales because that's where the money is.
Right.
Views will only get you so much. You have to like ideally sell tickets, and that's where you make like the bulk of your wealth.
Right.
And I think even in the Zomato roast or one of these roasts, or no, Ashish Solanki had this roast series, right? Where I think Samay's entire premise of his jokes were that, hey, I'm able to get views and sell tickets, and like you
Right.
guys are not.
Yeah.
That's why you're doing this.
Yeah.
So I mean the burn of it aside, I think that's a pertinent question for creators to ask. That hey, how you are getting views,
Yeah.
but are you getting views in the right way to actually convert that community into something
money, yeah.
that is a lot
Absolutely.
more engaged?
Yeah.
Offline more than online.
Yeah. Because I think like the revenue you generate offline is more aligned to you than any other sources, because like you get the major chunk of it.
Correct.
Online contributions are generally like there is this, there is fees, there is this, then there's
I think that's
taxation and
also there
everything.
in offline, but I would say the more important part is just the quantum of money is so much more offline.
Yeah.
Right? Like online, you'll have to, let's say your CPM might be I don't know what it is in India, but like it might be whatever, $1 for 1,000 views, or like 1 rupee for 1,000 views, right?
Right.
You have to get so many views to get a significant amount of money.
Yeah.
And if you're selling a ticket for like a good comedy show would be what, like 1,000 rupees?
Like
Right?
easily
I'd be willing to pay
500 to
1,000
1,000.
500 to
rupees,
1,000, right? Even
yeah.
if you take 500
Yeah.
and you sell like like Good
100
Shepherd
tickets.
here is how much? 200, 300 seats?
I would say like 100 to 200 would be like a smaller crowd, but like a significant smaller crowd. It's like you need a minimum of 100 to 200 tickets, like in that category, to have like a small venue to be sold out.
Correct. So even if you sell like 500 tickets, right, which is like a decent sized auditorium.
But that's like a full-fledged show. Like
I'm talking about full-fledged show, not like the small test
Cool,
shows.
cool.
Like you're recording your special thing. That's where you make the money, right? Or when you go on like a tour of all of these places.
Yeah.
You'll be
if you are recording a special, you are selling more than 500 tickets.
Yeah, and it'll be more expensive. But at 500 rupees, if you're selling 500 tickets, that's 250, right? You're making 250,000. So there's like a shit ton of money to be made off like just one day.
But
and
then
probably you
there
have
is
multiple
venue
days.
fees and also
No,
production.
but it's still the quantum of money, right? Quantum of money is a lot more
Yeah.
for the amount of effort that you're doing. But this brings me to a very interesting kind of idea that I was looking into. So Colin and Sameer a while back, I think 2 weeks ago, talked about the US elections. And I hadn't looked into this a lot.
Right.
But I got a chance last night to look into that video, watch the whole thing. And the title of the video is How YouTube Podcasts Predicted the 2024 Elections. Right?
YouTube podcast.
Correct.
Like, okay. Continue.
Right. So the idea was that Trump and Kamala Harris, who were the contenders for the president this thing, right, position. I don't follow too much politics, so I might be getting like some details wrong.
Yeah.
But the basic idea was that both of them leveraged content heavily.
Yeah.
One a lot more than the other.
Yeah.
And the argument is that helped the winner, right? And there is a visible shift in the way that media operates when it comes to influencing people, right? So, for example, Trump went on a total of 18 podcasts that overall accumulated 124 million views.
Crazy.
Right? And 18 podcasts is like a total of, I think, some more than 20 hours of content. Right? Kamala Harris went on like a fraction of those. I think she went on 2 or 3.
Right.
And there was a stark difference between the type of podcast that Trump selected or chose to go on and the type of podcast that Kamala Harris chose to go on. Right? So Trump chose to...
So I know that Trump went on podcasts. I did not even know that Kamala Harris went.
Right. So Kamala Harris chose to go on podcasts that were more women heavy. So like she went on Call Her Daddy. She went on like 2-3 others.
Right.
And obviously those have like larger female viewership. Right. Trump chose to go on things like I think he went on the Nelk Boys. He went on Joe Rogan. He went on I think 2-3 other Andrew Schultz. Like 2-3 other large a lot of comedian podcasts. Right. Comic podcasts. And the thing that Sameer brought up that I really liked was that just the sheer amount of volume, like the quantum of time that Trump spent with an average person, right, was so much more than Kamala Harris. That by itself meant that there was like the authentic connection that you could make just by listening to him on like 2 episodes, right, or 2 podcasts would be so much more than Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
And even he chose to go on podcasts that were, let's say, a bunch of comedians, and it was by nature very raw and unfiltered.
True.
Like he couldn't not be himself. Like you can only put up a front for so long. Right?
True.
But Kamala Harris, she did not do that. She went on one-on-one podcasts, and she actually did not go to the podcast. So she asked them to come to her and like recreate the set where they were.
Correct.
So visually, there was a difference between like the comfort.
Yeah.
Right? That, hey, Kamala Harris is like more formal and like uptight.
Yeah.
But Trump was like, dude, he's just shooting the shit and like fucking someone is pulling his leg or something like that, right? So it just shows that so there's a quote here and it talks about let's just talk about the creators who have the most diehard audiences. The audiences that will leave their homes to go to an event. Kai Cenat, the streamer, has live, unedited, raw, incredibly long periods of times. Podcasters, let's talk about podcasters, primarily comedians like the shows he went on, whether it was Schultz or Theo Von, long, unedited. That was the kind of content that he chose to go on, Trump.
Unfiltered, unedited type
Correct.
formats, yeah.
And the idea is that that's why live streaming is also picking up so much, because the connection that you can make with your audience is so much deeper than anything else. Right?
So true.
So I have a few kind of comparisons and conclusions here. One is that I think going on podcasts and all of these collabs is the modern day equivalent of going on sitcoms. Of these collabs happening on sitcoms, right?
Yeah, like
So if you remember, whenever I was younger and we used to watch these TV shows, whenever a crossover happened, I used to get so excited.
Yeah.
You'd, oh fuck, like this person from, let's say, The Friends is coming on some other TV show.
like Elon Musk coming on
Exactly, Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
Right? That's like a real
Or
real
Donald
life-
Trump coming on Home Alone 2.
Correct, right? Or it could be, I remember some actor coming on Big Bang Theory, or Jessica Day from,
I mean, I forgot her name.
what's the TV show that she's on? That one girl and five guys. No, bro. No. Wait.
You have to be a little more clear.
There's Schmidt and there's Nick and I'm forgetting the name of the TV show, man. Fuck. Anyway, she has this one very popular TV show.
I mean, crossover.
New Girl.
New Girl.
Her TV show is called New Girl, and then
New
she
Girl.
did a crossover in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Right? Or like Brooklyn Nine-Nine guy will do it in some other
Correct. In
this
Brooklyn,
thing.
bro, like that keeps happening always. Like,
Yeah, but still, it's really
Correct.
interesting, right? You're like, oh fuck, two things. So it increases your level of involvement in that episode.
Correct.
So I think when you do the same thing, it has a similar effect, right? It like that is the modern day effect of you going on a different sitcom, right? So for example, if we bring on a guest today,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
let's say
we are hoping to get.
yeah,
a
we
guest
will
soon.
100%. We will 100% bring on guests. But let's say tomorrow we bring on a guest, right? And they also have their own distribution. Then it'll be like a crossover.
Yeah.
Where obviously on the surface we'll be benefiting from our distribution, but it goes deeper than that, right? It's
Yeah.
the audience that you have built and the way that the connection that you have that kind of gets overlapped.
True.
So the emotional part of it is often overlooked than just ki, hey bro, I'll get access to your channel and you'll get access to my channel.
That's so surface level when you think about it, right?
Exactly.
I mean, if you are not like, I feel like the audience are also very conscious about that. It's like if it doesn't feel like this
It
is
has
your
to be
podcast
authentic.
or like it doesn't
And
feel
I'll-
like you guys,
yeah.
then they are like
That's a
shutting
really
it down.
great point.
Yeah.
Something that Colin said that really resonated, and he was like, it's almost like showing different versions of you in different places. So think of it, Trump going on the Nelk Boys versus going on Joe Rogan will bring out two different sides of him.
True.
And if he is genuinely going on that podcast, not just to like propagate some agenda, but like he's like, hey, you talk about this one thing and I'm really interested in it.
Right.
Let's say for Lex Friedman, I think he also went on Lex Friedman, right?
Yeah.
And Lex Friedman, from what I can remember, he talks like really hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
Right? Like very straight up. I remember his Kanye episode where he was like, bro, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this? Right?
Yeah.
So it will bring out, because all of us have different versions, right?
Yep.
Like you might be you might have deep interest in, let's say, filmmaking, but also a little bit of content, a little bit of something else, a little bit of
Yeah.
tech, right? I might have a little bit of entrepreneurship and business and maybe content and like
Yeah.
2-3 other things. Tech is there. So if you're clearly able to identify what those identities you have, right? Because
Right.
you have multiple identities.
Yeah.
And you're able to go to a podcast that truly brings that out of
Yeah.
you.
Right.
You can tap into an entirely new audience.
Yeah.
Because I remember when MKBHD went on Andrew Schultz, Flagrant, right?
Right.
Dude, I was like, fuck, man, this guy is like, he just does more than tech. Like,
Yeah.
that's not just his life, he has
Yeah.
another life.
Yeah.
So I think that aha moment becomes incredibly important
Yeah.
for your audience to be like, hey, fuck, dude,
This
you
guy is
have-
not just this.
Yeah, you have a different side to you that I just never knew.
True.
And I think exactly if you think about it, that's what's happening with India's Got Latent also, right? That's what's
Yeah.
happening with Tanmay Bhatt also.
I mean, like, it's astonishing. India's Got Latent is doing a better job than Indian Idol in doing what is supposed to do.
Oh
Like,
yeah, 100%.
Because what's the objective? let's say I've been on Indian Idol, I have to be able to get more opportunity outside. I think people from India's Got Latent, like the people that really shine in that show, get way more opportunity outside. I've seen them
Dude,
do
yeah,
so many
fuck,
Swiggy ads or like something else.
Some dude that went, the guy, I'm forgetting his name. He went and he was like a comedian and
Correct.
I'm forgetting his
He
name.
said he would be in a show that is going to release soon.
Dude, he has like some 70K subscribers. I saw the other day. I was like,
Yeah.
that guy's from India's Got Latent.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Exactly my point. Like,
So it becomes like a platform to launch these people.
Correct. And that's what Indian Idol or like, those shows are supposed to be.
Correct.
After that, they need to have something to do, like not just be on that show.
True. Yeah. Which I think that's again happening because of the variability, right? Like because you just don't know what will happen. And I think humor is such a fundamental emotion. It just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Right? Everything else might make you feel not so good. Like you might feel angry or sad or whatever. But humor is just like, that's why I truly believe that being funny is a skill. And like I'm working on this. So hopefully like by let's say episode 100, I'll be a lot funnier than I am now.
I'll do a stand-up comedy by the end of 100 episodes.
Dude, that's actually one of my bucket list items, you know. I want to do like stand-up. Yeah, that's genuinely a bucket list item.
Yeah. I am not sure, but yeah, go for it, bro.
No, I'll crack it, bro. But anyway, so I think that when I was watching the Colin Sameer video, it kind of, I connected the dots. Right? I was like, fuck, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Doing all of these crossovers like at a deeper level than just, hey, let's just do a collab.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. But cool. I have a bunch of more points, but
yeah,
do you want to...
So, because we were talking about different personalities and all that. So recently I was talking to a friend about like the rebranding stuff and all that. So we were generally having a conversation and he said, bro, like a general content conversation. And he said, I came across a video sometime recently. And the video, like I was trying to find something, so let me just show you directly and say. It feels so much like scammers. Okay, when you look at this channel, what is the first thing you have in your mind? Wait, don't click on anything. But what is the first thing? What is the first thing that clicks?
Obviously, regional channel, something related to movies.
Okay.
I see this one, so something related to horror.
So all these are movies. So I'll just like give you a little understanding. All these are movies, by the way. And looking at the runtime, what do you think it is?
Runtime? Oh, damn, dude, 2.5 hours.
So what do you think it is?
Probably like the copy of the movie.
Correct. No. So by the first look, you feel like, this is like the full movie. This is the full movie you get. But when you basically, it's so interesting. It's so, okay. It starts. Wait. Okay.
So it has like
that is the
proper
credits.
Intro also.
Credits. Finish, bro. Wait, bro. It'll get done. So right after the credits, it's a guy speaking for the rest of the time, bro. It's literally the guy talking about this specific movie from news updates to everything.
Why can't I hear anything, bro?
I don't know why. I mean, I would say go a little ahead, bro, if you want to listen to anything. I don't know if you will listen to anything. Is it connected to Bluetooth? Because he talks, by the way.
Is it? Oh, yeah, correct. Fuck.
Saif Ali Khan, Janvi Kapoor, Shruti,
Bro, it feels like somebody's practicing English.
Shine, Tam, Chapao.
So it's literally somebody practicing English for himself. I'm guessing he is not very he doesn't know how to speak
Dude,
English.
these videos have massive views, man. The third video has 600,000 views.
So the point is, bro, this is scammers, bro. It's like you are trying to find pirated versions. He's scamming you.
No, but why are people watching it?
Because they think it's... So until the finishing of 3.5 minutes like we did, you don't know if it's the actual movie, no? If it shows up on your feed. How are you the better judge of knowing if it's a...
No, but after he starts speaking, you will be like, no, okay, let me stop.
But then you close, no? The engagement is shit on this, but still, you watch until 3.5-4 minutes, no? By then he'll show you 2 ads.
Crazy, bro.
Which is great, bro. So, the biggest part was, so my friend sent me like, bro, this is the video channel that, and this is not one, there is a bunch of channels like this. And they have cracked the code so well. This is just clickbait. It's like pure clickbait. You click on the channel, you will go to whatever like it is. 1 second, bro, this fucking earphone. Yeah. So it's pure clickbait. So once you click, it's like, okay, you open the video and everything. And it's not the actual video. And they have figured out like what gets you banned on the channel, what doesn't get you banned on the channel. Because like I've seen a bunch of these videos where I think they have gotten banned because like the channel has like just stopped. Where in the previous videos there was somebody talking specifically with them on the screen and all that, like with green screen and all that. But that didn't work specifically. So this is the format that they have dropped to. So just pictures and somebody speaking very slowly.
Crazy,
They're not getting... Bro, my biggest concern is the subscribers actually. Like, okay, videos, like views I can understand. You by mistake clicked.
Let's check the view stats profile for... Dude, subscribers have been increasing even now, bro.
So, that is my point. I don't understand why people are subscribing to the channel.
Dude, just the start of November only, he got 100,000 subscribers, man. What the hell? What
And
are
monthly
people
he posts once, bro.
Yeah, dude, at that rate, or it'll take him 1 month to make one video.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably takes him time to finish that. But that was the most astonishing part for me. It's like, bro, why are people subscribing? I understand you got scammed, but why are you subscribing, bro?
Lol. I mean, to be fair, his thumbnails are too good.
Bro, that's the fucking movie poster, bro. Movie poster, you're seeing thumbnails are great.
Lol. Crazy.
Bro, I kid you. That is bro, you should start watching movies.
But dude, it's bizarre what works.
All these are movie posters. Hence, like, I am scammed, no? It's like, oh, this is the movie poster, this might be it.
Okay.
You open this and you're fine.
On this note of like, just like weird shit that works on the internet, this is something that I found recently.
Right. Oh yeah, bro, exactly. I got so confused by the end of this, bro.
You've seen this before?
Uh-huh.
You've seen this before?
Yeah, like, because you had sent the channel. But this is too, like, weird, bro.
Dude, I love this, man.
This is nice, bro. Oh, shit.
So, for people who are, I don't think we can show this on screen, but for anyone who's listening or even watching for that matter.
We'll put the link. You can go check it out.
Yeah.
We won't play the video because this gets banned.
This is a channel called the Door Brothers. And I actually want to get them on as a guest, right?
Oh, yeah. That'll be so cool, bro.
They are an AI-only studio. And all of their videos they make are with AI. So basically what we just watched was a bunch of clips from really popular videos / movies, right? So one was from Peaky Blinders, one was from some movie. Right? And they have like changed the faces of those people, not just the faces, like they've changed that person to become some world leader. So it'll be like Hillary Clinton or like Putin.
Like we saw.
Correct. President of Ukraine or, like
Yeah,
Boris
President
Johnson.
of US.
They have a very similar thing on The Office, which I just like watch it. It's just incredible the amount of creativity that went into this. Wait, where did it go?
This is crazy, bro.
Crazy, dude. Blunder Mifflin. Dude, the accuracy, man.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
Bro, this is so hilarious. This is
So-
mad.
So it is basically all of these like political leaders like this Trump.
They
there's-
didn't change Jim in this.
Huh,
It's
they didn't
still
change
Jim.
everyone and everything.
but
Like
yeah, this is
Bernie
so cool.
Sanders and
Yeah.
there's Donald Trump and a bunch of other people. So why like since you mentioned like weird channels, right? This is one weird channel that I found recently. I think I
Yeah.
posted it on the group also.
Yeah, you put it on the group, and also you were mentioning about them, no?
We talked about it, but like even on TMT, like the WhatsApp
Huh.
group, I put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But why I loved it is because
Also, just for
it's
context, we have like a separate WhatsApp group. It's called
correct.
TMT. That's it. That's it. That's the end of the story.
No, it's just like a bunch of creators that I've
Yeah.
met over time that I've added. Yeah. But so it's basically it's a AI video studio that for the past 7 years has just been making like these videos, right? And they keep going viral because obviously it's
Yeah.
AI, right? And now I think today we're at a point where in the past 2 years AI is everywhere. I use AI every day, right? And as a creator, I think I keep asking myself, ki, okay, am I going to be replaced? Or what is AI? Like, how does AI fit into this workflow, right? Or what we're doing? And I think this video and channel exemplifies like that fear and the answer to that question. In that it's not the AI-ness of a video. I wrote this after I saw it. It's not the AI-ness of a video that turns people off. It's the lack of effort to make something meaningful out of AI. So why we liked it was not because it was AI.
Correct.
It was because it was AI that connected something that made us feel a certain emotion.
Yeah.
And then it had a wow factor on top of it. That was the AI.
Correct.
Right? So I think even when anyone is, or Varun Maya, for example, right? Why do we still watch his videos, or even Finance with Sharan has started doing this, Achina has started doing this, right?
Yeah.
On AV. Why do we still watch their videos when we know that it's AI? Because AI is not the selling point. They are not trying to sell you an AI video.
Right.
They are trying to sell you the content. Delivery is just happens to be through AI.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that is the lens through which you should look at how to make content and like where does AI fit into that picture, right?
Correct.
Especially if it is viewer facing.
Yeah.
Like if it is you're using some sort of AI editing or you're using AI audio or whatever, it needs to be like one component and not the whole thing. Like if your entire
Correct.
package is just AI, then people are gonna be like, bro, why the fuck would I
If
watch
you
this?
just let AI do the video or write the post,
Exactly.
nobody's going to read it. Like if
Exactly.
you use its help to like sort of improve your sentences or something, yeah, that might help.
Correct. I mean, I don't really have any talking points here, but I was just really
If
amazed.
if you think like this is sort of like outside the topic or like, this like,
I would just want to mention it.
like if it's a
So,
mention.
Yeah, just like a mention. So one thing that I just found really cool, more than I don't have any insight on this, but I just found really cool is that Raj Shamani and like somehow managed to get Lalit Modi on his podcast. And this was recorded in London in Lalit's home. And I haven't seen the whole episode. I've seen like the first 5-10 minutes, but just the fact that he got him, I was like, bro, I'm amazed.
Yeah.
And I think now since we are also, I think this is a great point to plug
Yeah.
what we are trying to do, right? What we are currently doing, what we're trying to do, what this podcast is about, which I wanted to kind of mention. We talked about in the beginning. So the first thing is that so basically we're changing the name, right? We're changing the name from currently, you will see that it's called the Indian Content Playbook. And we're dropping the Indian. Mainly because we want what we are doing to be like globally applicable rather than just like centered around India, right?
Yeah.
Because like we talked about, I truly believe that especially with content, like there's an entire culture, a movement that is starting from India and it has the potential to kind of go everywhere from here. And that is kind of the trend that we want to capture.
Yeah.
So that's one. So we'll be dropping the Indian. That's the first thing.
And purely because we think like what we are doing does not in any way like limit us to India or any case like that.
Exactly.
And like the naming change is purely because of that.
Yeah. And the idea is that now the reason why I love the content playbook more than the Indian content playbook is that it's so much more versatile.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow, if we are only talking about, let's say, LinkedIn, we have a vertical that only talks about LinkedIn or a certain platform.
Right.
Then we can be like the platform content playbook, right? Or if we're talking about a format, so let's say vlogs or video essays or so and so gaming videos, then we can have the format content playbook, right? So it's really, really versatile.
Yeah, and it's giving us that flexibility that we want to be able to experiment, and hence we want to change the name to the content playbook. So it's a little more easier for us to do things.
Correct. So that's number one. And the secondary reason for it was for the work that we do, right? So I do a lot of post-production in the podcasting space. You do a lot of production in the podcasting space. We're kind of figuring out how to merge the two and to bring, like a fully serviced end-to-end podcasting agency, first of its kind in India, right?
Like what we are doing for people who want to do podcasts.
Exactly.
I think that is what we want to do.
Yeah. And doing it at a level that is not like, I don't see that being done yet, right? So because we are really passionate about podcasting, and just showing people what we are doing is a great way to just be like, bro, proof of work.
Yeah.
Like what we're doing, you want this, we'll give you this, basically.
Yeah.
So on that note, if you are watching, and I know we're still starting out, but if you are someone who is interested in, creating your own podcast, if you're a founder, entrepreneur, you could be a brand manager, if you just want to pick our brains or just talk about or brainstorm what it is that you could be doing in the podcasting space, we have a ton of experience on the production and post-production side. So you can just like reach out to us on LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever. Like we would love to help you out, like for free for the time being as we're setting things up. But yeah, so that was one. And the last thing that I want to talk about is, dude, I don't know if you heard this, but Tech Burner launched his own smartwatch.
Yeah. I was this close to booking that watch.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Because I like the backstory and everything, and I am like very pro like Indian brands like that, because like everywhere I travel to, I try to buy something like of the local culture. I try my best, but I still try to do something for the local culture and everything, and I'm very pro Indian that way. Not exactly like pro Indian like I shouldn't call any names, but like not like the pro Indian way, but I like to like see what small businesses are doing.
Right.
If possible, buy something from them. That I like.
I wouldn't call their business a small business
But
because so if you don't know, there's this guy called Neil Gogia.
Yeah.
Right. So Neil Gogia is Tech Burner's co-founder.
Correct.
He's also the co-founder of this agency called talent management agency called iPlix Media.
Correct.
Right?
iPlix.
You probably would have seen, if you're in the creator economy, you consume that content. You would have seen him and his co-founder both.
Yeah, and his co-founder, you would have seen him in a bunch of places because he runs one of the biggest.
You're talking about Neil?
Yeah.
Because Neil also has a co-founder in the agency.
Correct.
Yeah, and Neil is Tech Burner's co-founder.
Correct.
But yeah, Neil is everywhere. Yeah,
he's everywhere and was also pretty big in like the creator management space.
Yeah. They manage like a shit ton of. Probably it's one of the biggest talent management agencies, I would say.
Correct.
One would be Owl, which is like they handle a lot of comics and like entertainers.
Correct.
And on the creator side, there's iPlix and there is Monkey, which is
Ranveer.
Yeah, Beer Biceps.
Yeah.
This thing.
I think there are a bunch of people, we are not that informed. So
these are the two that we know. And like if being outsiders we know about it, it means that they are on
quite big,
near the top,
to
say the least. But he had like a LinkedIn post that talks about the first few hours of the launch, right? They did 3.5 crores in sales, which is close to $500,000 in the first 24 hours of launch.
Fuck.
Which is insane. How many units is that? This thing costs
6,500.
Okay, so 3.5
I know this.
crores.
So 7,000, bro. 6,700 something, like with shipping, I would say 7,000.
That's 5,000 units, man. I hope my math is right. So that is 1,000, lakh, 10 lakh, crore, 5,000 units. Which, if you think about it,
not a lot.
Yes, exactly, right?
Yeah.
But clearly it's a lot.
Yeah.
So coming back to my point of, if you are able to convert your online influence into offline revenue, you don't have to do a lot to make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah. True.
Right? You can just sell like a few things at a high ticket price or a medium ticket price, and you'll be able to like make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like how to do that, we'll figure out,
Yeah.
as we progress in this podcast.
I mean, we like
because honestly, I have no idea.
Same.
I am still, I'm confident in my ability to get views or, to build distribution. I have zero experience in conversion, right? Like how do you get these people to, and I think that's another reason why I'm really excited to do this podcast and do this more seriously next year.
Yeah.
Is that I want to use this almost like my own education, right?
True.
Like I want
This
to
is
use this.
Self-funded MBA.
Yes. I want to use this as a way to be like, bro, that guy is doing something cool. And like the newsletter space, okay, let's call it. Let's do like a deep dive into to compile all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about the book part. So another thing why it's called the Playbook is that we have this idea that you had this idea.
Yeah. So I'll take this.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't think we have mentioned this specifically, but why the name of the channel is the Content Playbook is because our idea is to call in great people, deep dive into what they do, or like we do episodes where we deep dive into specific subjects in content and make like a chapter of the playbook. And by like the end of whatever episode that we are able to finish this, we want to be able to compile all this into one book. Correct. And be able to give it to people who want to build content.
Correct.
And anything in that space specifically.
Correct.
So we want to make content more accessible to people and like not very, I personally feel like the knowledge is very distributed. I want one place where everything is available for one person who wants to do something.
So it has to be actionable and aggregated.
Yep.
Yeah. So exactly. Like the idea is that we pick, let's say, we started off with channels, right?
Yeah.
So we pick like one channel. Let's say we pick, I think the Zach T Films episode should come either before this or right after this.
Yeah.
But we pick like a really good channel, let's say Raj Shimani, and then we fully break down why his channel did so well.
Yeah.
Right. And we look at it from like 100 different angles. We talk to multiple people if possible. And then at the end of it, we compile all of our research into one document. Yeah. Right. And that document would be accessible to you. Yeah. And eventually after 100 episodes, we compile the first 100 documents into the first book. Yeah. And that will be the content
playbook.
And the idea is that...
Fingers crossed. Hopefully we are able to pull it off.
No, we will do it, bro. There's
we will
even if I have to make one book also, I will. I'm fully sold on this.
Okay, cool.
There is no stopping now.
Yeah.
But the idea is like it should be a handbook. And have you ever read the 4-Hour Workweek or the 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss?
I will read. This is the next book in line for me. I'll
you should read
this.
Yeah. And the reason why I really like, especially the 4-Hour Body, is that he just takes like one person. That book is like this thick. It has whatever, some 50 chapters. And each chapter is one person, right? Okay. He will take one high functioning person, like a top 1%er. And he will just be like, bro, how do you operate? Like, how do you think of food? How do you think of mobility? How do you think of fitness and things like this?
Right.
And then he will just like compile all of it into 3-4 pages, right? And he might add like a very niche blog post there, or he might add like one interview summary or like some post or some like part of an interview that they did. And I was like, you don't have to read all of it because it's like, it's all of information, right?
Yeah.
But based on your taste, you can pick and choose. So I mean like, hey, I really resonate with this person. So I'm going to do what they do. Right. And I really feel like that is the way to go for us, because we will be like, we are just truly passionate about content, right? Yeah. So we might be looking into vlogs, podcasts, video essays.
Everything we'll look into.
Everything. Yeah. Right. Short form channels, Instagram channels, Reddit, LinkedIn, different platforms.
Weird channels.
Exactly. Weird channels, right? But you as the audience, not everything will be applicable to you.
Yeah.
So you can definitely watch all the episodes because like you'll learn something or the other. Yeah. We can guarantee that. But when it comes to action, you can literally like pick and choose the things that apply to you. Yeah. Right. And then
whatever you think helps you, just pick those chapters or whatever and just go through it.
Yeah. And use that to kind of engineer your success.
That's a big sentence, but like hopefully that helps you engineer whatever you're trying to achieve.
So that's the long-term goal.
Yeah.
And I think you want to talk about this last thing.
Yeah. So speaking of weird videos, and I was like, okay, why did this exactly work? Specifically when it comes to like channels like that, right? I can understand the views because you got scammed, you clicked on it. Why the subscribers, right? And that got me thinking, And because of the specific message,
Okay, so
my
just for
friend-
context, this is the same channel you were talking about before, the movie guy who just like kind of learning
movie
English
guy.
in like a 2.5 hour period, and he
Period.
posted a video.
Yeah.
And the
every
channel's-
video is like that, bro. It's
Yeah.
like he's still learning. I don't know when he will finish learning actually.
So the channel's name is A2YH Films.
There are a bunch of channels like this that follow exact format. There's no change
Really?
at all. I can send you a bunch of others.
Interesting.
And there is one word that my friend had sent me, which really I took notice, which is like, hey bro, this is the channel I was talking about. Enjoy the brain rot. I was like, brain rot I've heard too many times. Like, what is it exactly? And also, just when I was thinking this, I don't know how, like, I am very scared. Like, sometimes you get that, no? I'm like, this is scary types. I got a video on Instagram about brain rot. Like, maybe coincidence. I clicked on it, whatever, I was watching it. And I found this interesting website which converts PDF into brain rot. So because Gen Z is like way into, or Gen X has this excessive kind of consuming content.
Oh, dude, I've seen this video. I've seen this website. Okay, so it converts any piece of content
any
to
piece of any PDF you put it into it, it'll make it into like a 1 minute short, which is in brain. I did not
Crazy,
understand
dude.
what was
so
brain
let's
rot by
define
the
this.
way.
So brain rot videos are the one that this website is referring to is basically if you watch these temple run videos and Minecraft videos where something is happening in the background and then you have like a Reddit post thing with
Fair.
captions that comes.
Yeah.
So it's like a storytelling faceless videos.
Storytelling faceless videos, but brain rot is more like that Gen X or like Gen Z, Gen X slang, where it's not exactly English, bro. It's so ingrained into meme culture that's so things like skibbity and
skibbity toiletries. Yeah. Got
like
it.
things like that. There is so much usage of that. Like for normal people, you are not
Makes
able
sense.
to understand. Are you into memes for that
heavily.
matter? Perfect.
Heavily.
Wait, I'll show you something.
Dude, I was showing Shaurya memes yesterday and then half of he didn't even get.
Yeah.
And I was just showing him random things. I was like, bro, how are you not finding this funny?
Wait, where is the document, bro? Bro, it'll be so interesting. Where is the document that you were showing? Acha, sorry. Fuck, sorry, bro. I am pure Windows user. I am not Mac person. So, I made like two videos specifically. So, I copied the YouTube agreement and put it into a PDF. And like, I was like, okay, what will it, because this makes it into like a,
Double click.
this makes it into like any case brain rot video, no? So I was like, let's see what happens exactly.
Let's watch.
Giant world domination.
Wait, go back.
Of endless skivity loops. When YouTube turned skivity, giant world domination. Welcome to the land of endless skivity loops, where Riz meets cringe and betas and
Bro.
Congrats.
You were
Access
correct.
to YouTube, the holy grail of sharing baby Gronk's latest giant with the universe. Once you enter, you unleash the power to discover Ice Spice dropping wisdom like confetti at a Kai Senate party. Watch until you fall deep into the skivity abyss. We see you creeping on old Ohio live streams. Share those spicy takes like they're phantom tax receipts and hold firm to inspire the next Sigma squad. The space allows groomers to mom from their parents' basement or advertise their garage crypto schemes. While you edge on every vid, remember, you wield a superpower, spreading the skivity gospel worldwide. Go forth and may your aura be
Dude, what is the input for this?
Bro, literally YouTube agreement you sign, no?
That terms and conditions. Man, okay, this is some next level shit, bro.
Bro, I lost it. I mean, like, thankfully, when I watched this video, I understood I don't have brain fatigue. I'm like, my brain is not rotted enough
And
to
the bottom
understand
it
this
says
100%.
it says loved by 150,000 plus students.
Bro, like if
Lord.
we will put this video up. If you do understand this video, stop watching so much internet,
Who made
Instagram.
this, bro?
I have no idea. But it's incredible, bro. It's Meme Gnome LM. So it's like this LM channel that they have trained to make like convert PDFs into things like this. But it's insane, bro. Like some of the videos I've seen in this.
I thought, dude, it'll be like slang, but it'll communicate what the terms and conditions was in like a summary, but with
No.
slangs. No, this is something else.
This is something else, bro.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is, but this is something else.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, so this is brain rot, where like the idea is your language is so ingrained into memes and like that subculture, like only you can understand what is somebody
Right.
else is saying.
Right.
Because of that brain fatigue, no, you have watched something so many times.
But is it
and you're just-
fatigue? Is it right to call it fatigue? Isn't it just like a culture in itself?
No, it's brain fatigue because like then you can't come back to like complex original language. No, it's like
right,
it's hard
right.
for you to
Yeah. If
come
you're not, that is
outside
important.
that.
Yeah. If you
exactly.
can't come back, then it makes sense.
Huh.
Yeah. But if
Because-
you're doing it consciously, then
Correct, because this is not something I can like truly understand, but it was like incredible to see it happen, bro.
because I can relate to this because I was talking to Shaurya yesterday and then I tell him, ki, dude, like you say this one thing all the time, right? Like he says something, oh, I will just say this. Like I'll say this much. He says that. So then I tell him, ki, bro, you say this. He's like, bro, you also say. I'm like, what do I say? And then you just say sound effects. So if you notice, I just say bruh a lot. Okay, like something will happen, I'll just be like,
not
bruh.
True.
And then I say this one thing, he done fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But just like a short history on this. So apparently this like the brain rot word was used sometime 2007 Twitter to indicate like these game shows, which was literally like, what is the point? People are
What
just
is
watching
happening,
type.
yeah.
Huh.
Japan has a lot of those game shows, no?
Bro,
Dude,
but
you know
Japan,
Japan-
has coolest games,
Dude,
bro.
you know Japan
Fuck
has a game show
whatever
where,
people say.
where you have to figure out if the thing is made out of chocolate or not. And imagine you'll be put into a room like this. I shit you not, dude. You put into a room like this, and something is made of chocolate. You don't know what.
No,
it could
everything is made out of chocolate. One
No.
thing isn't.
No. One
Oh,
thing is made out of
chocolate. Okay.
So it could be this mic, it could be that tube light, it could be whatever. And you can't use your hands. So you have to go and you have to bite it.
Oh,
so you have to
crazy.
go look at it and you have to bite it. So there's this viral clip. We'll try to put it on the screen. There's this incredibly viral clip of this guy going and biting a door handle. I'm sure you've seen it at some point.
Okay.
And then he bites it and then he looks into the camera like this. Dude, fuck man. Japan has some mad game
Bro,
shows.
yeah, like I fully support Japan because they have some of the coolest game shows. Like the
Coolest is not the word I would use.
but still,
You're calling
game
this
shows.
brain rot.
Correct. No, bro, I don't think that is brain rot. Like there is like
That is just
that's
rot.
okay.
There is no brain in it.
Correct. Yeah, apparently the biggest like reference is to Skibidi Toilet.
What is Skibidi Toilet, dude?
Bro, if you were hearing, I played one song. I mean, this is like a
Where did this
100% you would have heard this, bro. Wait, they started here. So Skibidi Toilet was
Is this like some 4chan thing?
sorry,
Is this like some 4chan thing?
not really.
You know what 4chan is?
No.
So 4chan is one of these community platform sort of things, right? Where it's like really dark. And a lot of these memes come from 4chan. So have you seen the Giga Chat meme? That came from 4chan.
Correct.
And 2-3 other like really viral ones have come from 4chan. It's like the underbelly of the internet.
Got it.
Some random shit will keep on happening there.
So why they refer most of the references come to this is because most of these videos are pointless. Okay.
Play one, no? Play the... Dude, what are those views, man? Bro. What the fuck, man?
Bro, once you hear this, once you hear a bunch of these videos,
Oh,
it's not
this-
going out of
I've
your
seen-
head, bro.
I've heard the music.
Yeah, exactly my point.
Crazy.
The
bro.
word came from this.
Let's watch 331 million, bro.
This is exactly what is there, bro. That is the only music. So I'll give you context. So he did like an animation show about this.
Who is this guy? The fuck boom.
I have no idea, bro. I didn't have enough time to like go
Okay.
through what his history and all was. But he made this edit series which is called Skibidi Toilet, which basically was about like there is this toilet thing, and there is like camera and TV headed people who are at war in some world. So it's like, bro, it's like fucking pointless almost, or I don't get the irony of all this. But still, I didn't understand much of it. I went through a bunch of these videos, but it's like a war between them, and like it's
So
like
it's like a
cool
storyline
graphics
in
and,
itself.
no, there's no storyline also, and hence I understand why it's called brain rot also. There's no story. It just starts somewhere, ends somewhere. There's something and all happening. You also don't know, bro, what is happening. You watch their episodes, you're like, bro, what is happening here?
So there's this. So it's basically some guy who is heavily into 3D animation, and he
Yeah.
wanted to like do something. He just did some random fuck all thing, and it went viral.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's so cool. But like the views are on this are mad.
Dude, on his channel description, he's mentioned his growth, right? So the first entry is 10K subscribers on May of 2017.
Yeah.
He reached 3 million views total in
2017 only, bro.
from May to July of 2017.
Which is insane.
10
in its
million
own
views
right.
in
Bro,
November.
this is 2017, bro.
Yeah. So 10 million views in November of the same year. He did 35 million views in August of next year. He did 100 million views in April of 2019. So 2 years after he started, 100 million views.
Yeah.
500,000 subscribers in same year, November 2019.
Yeah.
200 million views 2nd April. 1 million subscribers. Time also is written, 5:43 a.m. 23rd November 2021.
I mean, 1 million subscribers and all, you're waiting, no? It's like, oh, I'm so fucking
5
close.
million subscribers May. Dude, 2023 he went from 5 million to 30 million subscribers, bro.
40,
God
bro. Now he's 40.
damn. And now he's in 40 and 24.
Yeah. That too in March. It's not like... Yeah, but that's the point.
I'd love to talk to this guy, man.
Yeah.
I feel like the more just like unexpected and unexplainable your content, right? Like the more... Same thing with Zagdi films also, right?
Yeah,
Like, bro, what
hence-
is happening?
No,
Why
at
are you
least
talking
his
about-
English you'll understand. You watch this channel, you are so lost. I'm like...
I think it's
bro,
open to
what is-
interpretation.
Bro, what is happening? That is how you will look
What
at
is
this.
happening?
Bro, after what, like I was watching something in this channel, I felt so lost. I stopped it, switched off, bro.
You know what this reminds me of? There's that Hindi movie where they try to win a lottery and then he does this logic thing where he's like, हाँ उसका चांद इस डिग्री पर है तो इसका ये होगा 12 डिग्री फुकरे 12 डिग्री is 6 plus 6 so 6 is an even number is 2 is 2 plus 1 and तो ये number है. It feels like that कि bro what is happening?
And it makes apt sense that he is credited with like brain rot.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you'll feel your brain cells dying, bro, watching this channel.
Dude, I enjoy this shit every once in a while, man.
But
it
yeah,
makes
like
me feel alive.
yeah. Yeah.
But cool. Is
Yeah,
that-
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's it.
Yeah. But cool. Is that the
Cool, bro.
episode?
Yeah.
That's the episode.
Cool, guys. Thank you for listening, tuning in, and listening to our banter. See you on the next one.
Yes. And please like, share, subscribe. It helps us grow the podcast. Now that you know what the vision of this podcast is, we definitely want to start getting on more guests, and we want to start getting better guests. And the more subscribers we'll have and the more engagement we'll have, the more we'll be able to get guests that help you learn better and more about content and help us build that playbook for you.
Absolutely.
So please hit that like button, share this with a creator friend, and subscribe for more episodes.
Yeah, also because we sponsor all this ourselves. So please help us by like, share, subscribing to us.
But cool. That's the part.
Yeah, cool.
Great.
Bye.